Hey everyone, I'm back again kind of doing a little bit discussion video on my thoughts on a video game topic. Like many, I bought Anthem. I believe the hype train, and we all saw how that went out. And I'm not going to repeat numerous things that have been said time and time again over the course of 6 months. The Cataclysm finally launched for that game. And a lot of topics going around is, is this going to fix it? Did it fix it? Is it going to bring people back? My thoughts on it, I reluctantly came back to play it just to see. And I didn't believe one word of the dev post about it, the loot drops being fixed or anything like that. And, until I actually saw it with my own eyes. And I gotta say, the reveal for this already was disappointing. That's something I kept seeing time and time again from IGN, Yongye, Layman Gaming, etc. That this, after 6 months of the whole roadmap being delayed for Anthem, nothing definite about when anything was coming out anymore. This being pushed back and being developed for so long, and that's all this is. Like, that's it. BioWare's been torn to shreds, and rightfully so, I think. The Cataclysm is finally out. It has a couple new story missions. The Cataclysm event itself. And some new weapons and customization things. And I've seen them. I've played the Cataclysm on Grandmaster 1, 2, and 3 multiple times. I've beat the story missions in practically no time at all. And I gotta say, I'll start with the Cataclysm first, as that's the big one. If this had released maybe back in April, back in May when it was supposed to, it probably could have done some good then. But it's not impressing anybody who has played it, and that's a miracle that anyone even came back to play it. And it's not going to draw people back who, didn't want to at least give it a shot. It's not. There's not enough. It is bare bones content, which this game has been since day one. You have 3 different arenas. You have to go around and find them. And that was interesting. But it's, the same mechanics that we've done in this game time and time again. And the loot drops have not been fixed. They're still just as scarce as ever. They're still just as bad. I played the Cataclysm on Grandmaster 1, 2, and 3 multiple times. And people are going to say RNG, blah, blah, blah. I understand that. I didn't expect every single time to do that. But after we'd played this for quite a couple of hours, and the only thing I got out of it, or the other 2 people playing with me got out of it, was one legendary. And it was a new one, but even then, the problem is still there. None of the guns feel unique at all. They all just feel plain, boring. And, there were so many repeats of old gear that we already had. The purple, all that good mess. It's just, I felt like it was just a waste of time. I didn't get anything that was worth it at all. And you go to the story missions, it's the same thing on that difficulty. And I didn't expect anything really out of the story missions, given how the campaign of this game was just bland, boring, and, nothing. And, they had some little cool moments in there, like the wall in one of the missions you had to avoid. That was cool to try to figure out, but that was a very fleeting moment. I wasn't really impressed with the campaign. The loot, same problem. It just didn't drop at all. Or if you did get something, it was either something you already had, or it was just terrible. And, they've got the seasonal store in this, and, you got new cosmetics and everything. And some of this might be subjective, and that's fair. But the wraps are just ugly. The symbols, or whatever you want to call them, that you can put on your javelin, they're so small that you really can't even see them. It's like you can barely see them. It's like literally, it's on the chest and it's on the arm things. That's it. It's hard to see that. It is barely seeable in the game, and even when you're at the forge trying to focus on it. And none of it's worth it. You know, it might be worth it to you if you see it as that, you know, cool. You know, subjective, some of that stuff, I agree. But, I mean, this is it. And this is a seasonal event. This is not staying around permanently. Or perhaps it might. I don't know if they're going to reverse that, you know. But this is seasonal, and even then, it has not impressed anybody. Based on the reactions I've read on the Reddit and, you know, seen some other YouTubers and things like that, their comments on it. And if you haven't played Anthem in the following months or something like that, you know, don't... If you have nothing else to play right now, then maybe it's worth your time. But if you have other things you can do, I would just say, if you did enjoy Anthem at launch, don't bother. This does not bring enough to the game to bring people back or to keep people. They're going to burn through this within a week, maybe less. So, you know, that's my thoughts on the whole thing. I wish I could be saying something more positive. I would, like a lot of people, wanted to love Anthem, you know, but we got nothing we were promised. You know, everyone already knows the whole story with Anthem, you know, so I'm not going to go into that and rehash old things. But 6 months and a delay, and this is all you give us for Cataclysm? This is just inexcusable. It is inexcusable, like how bad it has been with content on this game, and them not listening to the main problem of fixing the loot drop rates, which still right now are bad. Terribly bad. You know, I understand I gotta work for that stuff to get new weapons and everything, and that's fine. But if I put the work in on all 3 difficulty levels, and no difficulty level really gives you anything unique for completing it, I mean, that's just, what is that? Why should I even bother? I reluctantly came back to play this. And, you know, at the end of it, I'm like, man, I just wasted my time. I wish I could say different. But already EA is treating this game like it doesn't exist anymore, based on the earnings call that a lot of content creators have reported on. They only mentioned Anthem once, and even then it was a very, very quick thing. And the communication from BioWare to the community has been terrible. There's been very little, if any, up until a trailer drop for Cataclysm, like I think the day before it launched or 2 days before. That's all anyone ever heard. And after finding out that the trailer for E3 was fake, you know, a lot of people didn't even believe that trailer. They were questioning it. I posted a comment questioning it. Why should I believe this after the fake trailer of the first one and, you know, many other multiple things that have happened? So, in closing, Cataclysm, thumbs down from me. It's just not enough. And it's coming too little too late to do any good, or to do as much good as it probably could have done if you dropped this maybe in April or May, like it was supposed to have released. It probably would have gotten better remarks from people, better opinions, but this long of no new content drops, the game being in a very bad state since launch, stability issues, blah, blah, blah. Like I said, we've all heard it, we've all said it. And most of those, some of those have been fixed, a lot of them have not been fixed, and this is it as far as new content. That's it. I mean, this just shows like BioWare just does not seem to care. It seems like they've moved on. And I put a prediction out there before this even launched with how EA's been treated and how things have been going with this game. I'm willing to bet Cataclysm is the last spark of life. Possibly. Again, I don't have any inside knowledge or anything like that, but just basing it on how things are looking, I'm willing to bet that this was probably the last spark of life, as you know, new content-wise that Anthem is going to get, because the rest of the stuff was pushed back indefinitely. There is no new roadmap. Everything else has just been, you know, no release date, not even Cataclysm before this one released. I'm not going to say Anthem's dead because people still play it, people still like it. But is it ever going to draw back the players it lost? No. This is, you know, after this long and this is what we get content-wise, you're not bringing anybody back for that. So that's just my thoughts. Let me know what everyone thinks in the comment section below. Peace.